By the time of the release of this video, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is going to be available in every single current platform. Brainchild of former Castlevania director Koji Igarashi, who left Konami after being told that the video game industry didn't care about that type of single-player experience. He wanted to prove them wrong, founding a new company and going to Kickstarter, bringing this game to life in the lapse of 4 to 5 years. Now, you may be familiar with a similar Kickstarter that had a lot of promise, Mighty Number 9. But if you compare not only the end product but the whole transparency and development history, Bloodstained did almost everything right. It listened to feedback, improved upon themselves, and created an action-packed game with multiple endings, a bunch of items, quests, and rooms to explore. The ultimate Metroidvania experience in 2019. Now, full disclosure, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, the 8-bit game released last year, is not a prequel. It's considered a what-if scenario with its own story, ending, and playstyle, playing more like a classic NES Castlevania instead of a Metroidvania style like Ritual of the Night. With that out of the way, let's dive into Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. The story in this game is almost too familiar to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It has a castle that emerges near a town, pouring out a lot of demons, and you have to stop a presumed good guy that has been acting erratically. So you go to said castle in hopes of making the good guy good again. The story of this game is very straightforward and every character is really well written. The game has a lot of twists and turns when it comes to the plot, so it usually surprises the player with its plot points. Word of advice: read very carefully every dialogue sequence, especially if it's a conversation with Dominic, because these interactions will tell you how to proceed in the game or where to go next. Ritual of the Night feels like a callback to every single Castlevania game, specifically Symphony of the Night. Bloodstained really harkens back to the games that Igarashi made in the past, specifically the Castlevania series. The game utilizes a lot of ideas that have appeared in his older games and tries to give them a certain twist to make them different from the original source material. In Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, you can do special attacks by a combination of buttons, just like a fighting game. There are journals containing these button combinations spread throughout the castle in bookcases. These special moves are unique to certain weapons, but sometimes you may find a weapon that has the same button combination but a different move, encouraging you to try different combos on every weapon. Magic spells play a big role in the game with the use of crystals. These stinky things are dropped by enemies and are different from one another. I feel everyone playing this game will use a different setup. In my case, I loved using Heretical Grinder with Head Flail for range, but a friend of mine ran Bullet Blast with a lot of different red crystals for massive bursts of damage. It's gonna be different for everyone, and that can actually define how much do you enjoy the game. Weapons come in different flavors, and it always excited me when I had found a new one. Another word of advice: never buy weapons from the store, because more often than not, you're gonna find those same weapons lying on the ground. So it's usually better to kill enemies in hopes of finding a good weapon instead of wasting money. And trust me, you're gonna need it. When it comes to exploration in the game, every zone you visit looks integral. What I'm trying to say is that every place you visit feels like it belongs in this game. Everything feels in place and I really enjoy it. There are a different variety of locations in the map, and every single one of them feel like they are part of the castle's architecture. It's a damn big castle, so having this kind of variety, it's really good. The map presents every room you go through in real time, and the game displays a minimap on the top right corner at all times. Not sure if you can take it out though, but I don't think a sane person would like to take it away. Now, although I enjoyed the game, I have to admit it had a couple of things I really didn't like. There are two of them. One is a legit complaint and the other one is just a petty one, alright? So don't get too angry at me. The first one is the fact that the character models look like fucking mannequins during cutscenes. It's almost unacceptable, especially looking on how much effort they've put in the voice acting and everything else in the game. I really felt like they dropped the ball on this one. Even cutscenes where important actions are gonna happen, they feel slanted and even boring. I mean, Castlevania Symphony of the Night had shit cutscenes with laughable dialogue, but they still hold so much importance. Here, I don't really think so. And my super petty complaint is that I don't like 2.5D graphics, alright? I don't know, I've always hated it. It always felt awkward and unpolished. I know there are great games out there that play this way, like Klonoa, but I never really liked it. I would take any day high quality 16 and 32-bit art styles rather than 2.5D sprites. But it's something more personal than anything else. I don't think it was a huge complaint for anybody else except me. Okay, something definitely is not right here. Whatever. You can play a high-def Shovel Knight in this game, and I screamed for over 18 minutes until I choked and it had to be nebulized to regain consciousness. The bosses were scarce, but really fun. Their unique design make encountering each and every one of them a blast, even though I disposed one of them like it was thrown into a blender. Yeah. Everything in the gameplay department felt awesome. Each place I visited was great, the enemies looked fantastic and had different attacks, like when you were on top of them, far from them, or really close, so it was really cool figuring out how to fight every one of them. The crystals in general were really good, each with properties and advantages, making every setup I made unique. I love grinding enemy shards over and over in hopes of upgrading the shard grade. And in tandem with the crafting system, I spent way too much time in the main hub. The one part I like the most in this game is the amount of love it went into Bloodstained. Iga and his team went really far on proving Konami wrong. That these games are loved by fans, especially if you put a lot of effort into them. I really enjoyed my time in Bloodstained. Even after finishing the game's story, there's still a lot of stuff to do, like more quests, extra bosses, and finding extra secrets, like the secret 8-bit dungeon. And the JoJo references. If you liked Symphony of the Night, please give this game a try. I'm sure you're gonna love it. But that's going to be enough from me for today. Thank you all guys for watching. If you want to follow me on social media, my links are in the description below. Please remember to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you want to see more of my content. Again, thank you all guys for watching, have a fantastic night, and please, take care.